Hello, and welcome to the Sunday Funnies Review. I'm Desmond Gillick, and you're watching the Sunday Funnies Review. It's the week of May 3rd, 2020, and we're about to get into the Sunday Funnies. Up first is the Peanuts rerun. This week, it looks pretty simple. I like it. It's got Dog, who's the classic, Snoopy walks up, he gets the note from the editors, and he gets angry, and then blah, 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 he malds, and then the little punchline is, P.S. don't take it out in your mailbox. That's pretty wholesome. I'll give it 7.5 out of 10, very cool. Up next is this week's Zits. It starts out, pretty slow, and it's good. It's nothing to write home about, but it's nice. It's a bit self-home, quarantine, work from home, online school based, which, is the beginning of the end, really, if the Zits has already succumbed to quarantine joke, but, I'd say it's nice. I'd say it's solid 6.5, maybe even 7. Up next is the first triple C of the week. It's the Foxtrot. If you're wondering, I don't know why this tear in the thing is there. I guess it just makes the Crease comics even more cursed. It's kind of good. It's kind of good. It's kind of cool. It's the Foxtrot. I don't know. Oh man, it's kind of late, but I want to get this out today. I'd say Foxtrot this week 6.8 out of 10, because it's like, this is weird. This is kind of weird that you're doing it, and then she does it at the end, which is cool. A bit wholesome, but also kind of cool. This week's Better for Worse is pretty alright. This is just back to nothing to really write home about, but we're getting there. I'd say it's a solid 7 out of 10. Then up next is the week's Garfield, which has an element of funny quarantine with like binge watching, eating. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the one-liner from Garfield here is kind of funny. Chips a la couch, pizza a la bed, it's funny. I'd say 7.5 out of 10. I forget which has the current highest ranking right now. So maybe I gave the first one a high score. Hold on 1 minute. I think right now 7.5 is the highest I've gone. And I'm really out of it. It's kind of hot in my room. I'm surprised the Sunday Funnies don't burn up right in front of me here. This is actually taking a while because of the tear in it. I don't want to break it even more than it has to be. Man. Didn't even proofread the funnies today. I'm experiencing these with you. Speaking of these, it's the BC of the week. Poem. It's good, I guess it's kind of funny. I'd give it 7.5 actually. You know what? Yeah, it's pretty run of the mill. In this week's elements, here's the Hagar the Horrible. Not bad actually. I think it's a little funny that it's 3 wishes for everybody, and that's super cool, and then it's, yada yada yada. I think it's a pretty good punchline, a step up from last week, to be sure. I'd give this week's Hagar the Horrible, let's go an 8. So it's either that ties for the highest, or it's just the highest, The Wizard of Id. It's just like he's doing wizard practice, but it's kind of like that one scene in Star Wars, where it's the little thing that goes, and then he's shooting it with his Wizard of Id lasers. I'd give it a 6.5. A very easy punchline. Actually, no, I'll bump it up to a 7 because of that little bit at the end. Give me a second to fold this over. I wonder why it's so hot today, you know? I mean, I'm hearing it's a big thing. Anyway, here's this week's Mother Goose and Grimm. That's strange. Our neighbor says someone stole my plastic swimming pool last night. Okay, that's funny. Oh, that's cool, because the eye catch has Grimmy and this one is Grimmy. Oh, that's pretty good. You know what? I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. This week's Doonesbury looks pretty political, I think. Maybe it's no, it's not even political. It's quarantine joke, school reunion. I don't know. This one isn't funny, actually. This isn't funny. The punchline of "wipe your keyboards, people" is like boomer humor. I don't know. I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. It tried, but it was a swing and a miss, as the kids say. Swing and a miss. Up next is the family circus of the week. Oh man, these ones have a lot of text, don't they? You know what? This is a good one. It's like the father and the kids and the dogs and the china and the, it's wholesome. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Here's the shoe of the week. I think I know that woman. She looks like Helen Green. Well, you don't look so hot and brown. This is pretty good. It's actually funny. That's... I think you look like Helen Green. You don't look so hot and brown. Yeah, I'll give that an 8 out of 10. You know what? Let's go bonus points for him reading a newspaper in Hebrew. I'll go 8.5 out of 10. That's actually pretty funny. It's just some simple name jokes. It's the Blondie of the week. It's a cursed creased comic. What do you want? I don't know. Is this quarantine joke? Because he's on the computer. Yeah, working from home isn't that bad. Is it, girl? Julia Dithers? Oh man, I'm becoming dyslexic. Oh, Julius. Oh, and is that the father calling? You know what? I'll give her a solid 7 out of 10. It's very run of the mill, but it's not bad enough, Geesh, I should have done this in the morning. But then again, it wouldn't be the Sunday Funnies review if it wasn't on Sunday. It's the Dilbert of the week. Oh, I actually haven't seen this guy before. In the Dilbert. He hasn't appeared in the previous weeks. Like this guy and that guy and the guy with the bald with like the 3 strands of hair. This guy I haven't seen. Dilbert thinks safety doesn't matter. Stop putting words in my mouth. I'm better authority than what you are. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I like it. This week's Marvin. Wag, Roan, what do you want, Marvin? McDonald's egg muffins, some hot cakes, hash browns, bacon, and orange juice and donuts. Don't strain yourself. Yeah, that's funny. I'll give it another 7.5 out of 10. Maybe that'll be the standard metric by which I grade these, I think 6.5 is like run-of-the-mill, you put in the bare amount of effort, but I don't know, a lot of these are 7.5s this week, so it's either it's a good week for the Sunday Funnies, or it's a kind of drowsy state of being for me to give them all 7.5. It's the baby blues this week. Child mixing glue in, and then he puts it down, and then he's like, boom, big reveal, Mother's Day cards for the next 5 years. Actually, wait, that's it's kind of funny. Yeah, no, that's actually kind of cool. You know what, kid? I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. I think the current leader is still Shu, though. The high and lowest this week. I need to do this, yada yada. Sorry I made fun of you. Sorry I made fun of your dolls. I'm sorry I talked back to you the other day. That's good. You know what? Yeah, that's funny. He's apologizing to everyone so that his birthday is better. That's a good one. That's a funny one. Is that a PB&J or is that a ham and cheese? Hold on, wait. Busting out the big analyzation for this one. I think it's just a peanut butter sandwich. Either that or it's just a slice of brown. You know what? I kind of don't want to use this to tie with the shoe of the week. So I'll give it an 8.5. I think it's very good. On to this week's young adult novel. Oh, wait. I mean the Sally Forth. This is disgusting. I didn't proofread this week's at all. And I don't think I'm going to. Why wait until 2020 to tell anyone? When I visit home, I can still hear the faint saying, we can't believe the town paved over this. I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Fuck Sally Forth. I'm not gonna sit there and read it. Actually, that's a bit harsh. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 10. Close to home this week. Barry, that's not a sandbar. Not a sandbar. And it's a whale. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a killer whale, even though it's the size of a great white. No, it's a great white shark. What's the name of that big whale? Sperm whale's the only big one I can think of, but I don't. Well, it doesn't matter. It looks like a killer whale or an orca in color scheme, yet it doesn't have the fin. So it's like a big shark. I don't know. Great blue shark? Blue whale? Blue whale? Might be blue whale. And then here's the born loser of the week. Yo, Gladys. What's that stuff you're eating? It's special food created for this new diet I'm on. I hope it tastes better than it looks. It tastes terrible, but I force myself to eat it so that I can lose weight. Unfortunately, I've been eating it for 2 weeks and I haven't lost 1 pound. Maybe you're not eating enough of it. It's kind of good. It's the born loser, so it has a kind of simple punchline. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now, I'm going to go back through, because the Sally Forth I gave, a 5 out of 10. I got to look back at the Doonesbury to see if it's any better. Yeah, no, the Doonesbury is worse. The Doonesbury is worse, because it's just old people humor. At least children could get some educational value out of the big words used in the Sally Forth. So, you know what? I'll give the Doonesbury a retroactive 4.5 out of 10. And you know what, folks? That is going to round out the Sunday Funnies for the week. Top score, 8.5, went to the Shoe comic. Bottom score, 4.5, or maybe 4 flat. I forget what I just said. To the Doonesbury. Let's go with a 4, because I don't like that comic at all. And it'll go in the pile for later. Also, something cool that I want to point out. It's like, look at how this week used all like dark-ish colors, like the orange and the purple, and the dark purples and the dark greens, and then it switches to all like light blues and all that this week. I just find that cool. It's because it's springtime in Germany. That's a funny song. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, share on your MySpace page, rewatch the Back to the Future movie trilogy. Goodbye.